Maybe we can start with like who are you?
I am Johannes, and I'm the new intern at Klickbait. I'll be making vlogs. So you see, it's red, it's recording. You're actually recording everything I'm saying right now and everything he's saying right now.
Yeah. How should we start this? I think today is just making sure to get everything down.
What are we doing? I think for dramatic purposes, we have to reveal it.
And what is the
What
name
are we calling this podcast?
Brand new!
Now my handprint is on there.
What are the 3 key topics we're going to be talking about within our podcast? We have brand strategy, the fundamentals of branding and your business. We have brand identity, what distinguishes you from you and your competitors, and brand activation, the engagement ecosystem you create for your brand to have a touch point with the audience that you intend to have. In this case, we're going to be inviting experts from within each of these. Our very first guest, a dear friend of the house, Tuna. And then towards the end, we also want to do some flash Q&A, but actually for future episodes, for the other experts we have, we're going to announce the experts in advance, and then people can kind of write in the comments what kind of questions they'd have for these people. And then we can have those asked in the podcast so we can have them answered in the videos when we release them.
It's cake time.
My mouth is watering. I want a cookie, I want a cake, and I want a brownie. And whatever this thing is. Oh, the cheesecake was amazing.
Yeah, well, now I'm not knocked out. Nice. How's the vegan cookie?
All right, so we're having our podcast on Friday. Fantastic LinkedIn expert and paid search specialist. Say that 3 times. We're talking to Tuna, paid search specialist, and we are actually asking some people from our network if they have some kind of like quick flash questions.
Happy New Year.
Hvorfor lyder det helt af helvede til?
Prøv lige at sige den der lyd igen. Lille Chewbacca.
Okay, so that's him done. Hey man,
Happy New Year.
we're actually hosting a podcast.
Podcast.
I figured if anybody would have any questions from your team, it might be you. Why does he answer him and he doesn't answer me?
Knock. Spot. Hot, I could burn in my slumber. Lock. This the courage I got. Pop. Style, another alternative.
Jasper, what are we working on right now?
We're working on our pitch.
Thing is, we initially had a 1-hour session booked in with the client for this pitch, but they took it down to 25 minutes actually.
So now we have to speak twice as fast. No, we have to condense the pitch down, which is quite unfortunate, but we'll make it work.
If we nail this could be our biggest project to date. So our purpose is that we understand emotion and we create work that kind of does the same.
That can also be offline, that we can actually like put up physical ads or billboards even.
For us to understand what deliverables to include, we also need to be fully aligned on the intended scope. So the logo, the slide decks, the key visuals within the brand, what photography represents the brand. So everything is coherently created specifically in a process, and then once it's implemented with this full scope that we've agreed upon, we hand it over.
And then lastly, we're thinking of ad placement, where we both online and offline basically amplify the message even more.
The point is that it's all cohesive and we take the full responsibility of running the project. But you're fully involved in the process of choosing who we collaborate with for what and when. All right, bye-bye.
So the guys just had an amazing meeting, and now I'm gonna shoot some B-roll, and I think we're gonna have some lunch. So yeah, that's pretty much the rest of the day.
Knock. Spot. Hot, I could burn in my
podcast is coming up, but we need to decide or like kind of set the visual identity for it. So we need to talk about what assets do we need to create for it in the first place to kind of like produce the podcast.
I think the easiest way to figure out what we need would be to figure out where we want to put the content, what platforms, and then on the basis of that, kind of work backwards. Find us on Spotify and Apple Music. And what is the other one?
Knock, knock. Spot, spot. Hot, I could burn in my slumber.
Okay, Jasper, so what are we doing right now?
We need to figure out the lighting setup for the podcast because it's not in place yet. So we're going to Silver and hardware store.
Yeah.
Pop, pop. Stop, stop.
So what about this thing?
Okay, so at least it's round and it's roughly the right size. We kind of put it around. Like the idea is to kind of like have that up here and then hang this down like a skirt. So that would work. But we need ideally something that is just the ring around it and not just the entire folded up compost bin. So we'll keep looking. That is circular. Hang this on the ceiling. Continuing the quest of things that are round.
We just found out that you actually already have a circle. So right now we're gonna find a piece of wood we can stick into the thing because
it looks like this. This is the mounting point, and we need something that can kind of like hold this in place.
so now we're looking for sticks instead of circles. Exactly.
All right.
So we did find the wood, and the idea.
Show me the wood.
This is the wood.
The finest.
Knock, knock. Spot, spot. Hot, I could burn in my slumber.
Nah, fuck. Nah. I just realized something. I forgot the piece of wood you guys bought.
No, not the piece of wood.
I was so careful with bringing everything. I don't even know what that piece of wood is for!
What are we gonna do now
Fuck
without
off.
the piece of wood?
Now
Is
you
there
guys-
any way we could hang the softbox from the ceiling?
Whoa, dude, this is fucking beautiful. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Dude, this is legit.
It's a proper studio.
Whoa. Whoa.